The world needs more cities. The global population is predicted to rise by 2.4 billion people by 2050, and they can't all fit into existing cities. One new city that's already underway is King Abdullah Economic City in Saudi Arabia. It's designed to house 2 million people and will cost £70 billion, all of which is private money. Well, to hear more, let's meet Fahad Al-Rashid, Group Chief Executive and Managing Director of KAEC, pronounced KAEC. I'm Sarah Lockett. Welcome to the Business Debate. Fahad, welcome to the London Stock Exchange studios.
Great to be here.
So just to set the scene, how big is the city? What's there already? What will be there?
It's a city for 2 million people. It will cost us $100 billion to build it. We're building one of the top 10 ports in the world with 20 million container capacity in the future. And it's going to be a tourism destination on the Red Sea.
And it's already up and running? You have hotels?
Yeah, we have a port that is already amongst the top 100 ports in the world. We have an industrial zone that has attracted 120 companies from all around the world, companies that are investing for the first time in the region like Pfizer and Sanofi and Mars and others. And we have built residential and leisure developments.
Now, it's part of a move to move Saudi Arabia away from oil, isn't it? And that's been a priority of the government for many years. So there's no oil there, there's no oil refineries, no oil business there.
We are proof that the non-oil economy of Saudi Arabia works. We have been able, with very little time and with private capital, to build infrastructure that is non-oil dependent. We are building, like I said, a port focused on logistics, pharma, food manufacturing. So these are all non-oil dependent industries.
And automotive and finished goods?
And education, healthcare, and services like tourism and leisure.
Now, city building is a risky business, isn't it? It does have a high failure rate. What makes you think that you're going to succeed?
It's the most competitive business in the world. There are 248,000 cities and towns competing for capital and for human capital. And those are the successful ones. The ones that are not there, they don't even count. And so success is never guaranteed in this business. You have to have a clear value proposition and be very creative in your ability to attract industry and talent.
And new cities can be at the whim of a government. Your new government comes in, they change their mind, they don't like the project, but you're not beholden to that, are you?
Well, it is a multi-generational project. You cannot be beholden to mood swings in government. Therefore, it has to be a public-private partnership of the highest order. There has to be trust, institutional building of that trust over time. To be honest, as a private developer, we don't need much the government for funding per se. We need proper regulation. We need support in ways that allow us to serve the community the way we want to serve the community. And frankly, a project of this size, of this impact, can't be done by the private sector alone. It has to be a partnership, and it has to serve the country or region in which it is being built.
And what's your biggest challenge in building the city?
Well, the first challenge, when we were a startup, we were an IPO'd company that literally had a big idea, big plan, big assets, and no team. And to build the expertise required for building a city, so understanding ports, industry, understanding health, education, how to build residential development for low income, middle income, high end. I mean, the plethora of things that we need to do. We just had to build the capacity by partnering, by hiring, and sometimes by failing. We did lots of things that didn't go well at first, and we had to try again. 10 years later, today, I think we have the capacity to build cities beyond what we ever expected to be able to in terms of skill sets.
And we're talking about smart cities, and you're not claiming to build the most technologically advanced city in the world, but you're trying to be smart in the way that you run the city. Tell me about that.
Well, smart cities have been talked about for a decade now, and I think there's no definition of a smart city. I think the first definition of being smart is to go back to basics. In the 20th century, we overbuilt our cities, over-engineered them, built suburban environments that created sprawls, basically cities that are very successful didn't even build affordable housing for the people that serve the city. And so we need to go back to basics, build ecologically friendly cities, build mixed-use developments that allow people to live, work, and learn in the same place, and finally build cities that have affordable housing to allow people to serve within them.
When do you think the city is going to achieve critical mass?
We are at 14,000 jobs now. about 10,000 people living in the city. I think the actual number where the city gets to critical mass is 50,000. That's the number where you really get that economic cycle going on its own. And we are expecting to reach that in the next few years.
Well, on that note, Fahad, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And join us next time when we'll be discussing the latest innovations in human capital and the future of insurance. Bye-bye for now.